At Darren Millard, as a diehard Leafs fan, and yes, we die often, is there any chance we unload Dion Phaneuf this summer? Any takers out there? That's from RMB. Shanny?
Well, I certainly think they're going to try if they haven't been trying all along, and we may see something on the draft floor. That to me is the only time that perhaps the Maple Leafs have the opportunity to dump them. When you consider that perhaps a team really likes and wants that number 6 pick that the Leafs have, and there's some way that the Maple Leafs can parlay that with Dion. I mean, that to me is the one thing. They after July the 1st, his whole no trade combination kicks in again, right? Yeah. In the new deal. So between now and June 30th is when they might have to try to do something with him.
I for some reason, have a funny feeling he may end up in San Jose. I mean, San Jose is desperate to make some moves. I keep hearing Joe Thornton could end up in New York, and Dion could end up in San Jose. Does it involve the first pick? I don't know that. I can't imagine that Toronto, they might be able to make a deal without involving that, because San Jose have left Boyle out, and they want to redo their defense, and they're bringing Burns back to the blue line. They've got some good kids. I mean, obviously the Olympian is such a the kid on the back end. Vlasic is such a key guy for them, but they want to redo their back end. So
why do you think they put Burns back?
You know what? He really turned their team around up front, but I think they feel that to be successful, that big horse on the back end means a lot, means even more. And they're comfortable with the youth they've got up front that can fill in the hole that he creates.
I was going to say, I mean, most of the season they spent without Hurdle in the lineup.
Right.
And so when Hurdle did come back, then they had a little bit of an overage when it came to forwards. And with Boyle gone, I don't underestimate the role Larry Robinson has in all of this. When you look at how he gets asked for his advice on, hey, what happens with this guy, and can Burns be more value to them on the back end?
Not to mention Dion. I mean, if Larry is there and coaches Dion, and all of a sudden you've got a Vlasic as your one guy, you got Burns as your two, and Dion at three. I know it's too much money. I get that, but it would be it would be a perfect scenario to slide in and be a 2-3 guy for him. But too much money. But it would. I think it would be a pretty good fit.
On the topic of San Jose, let me ask you this: do you see Marlo going before Thornton?
I think they're both in play. And I think one or the other will probably go for sure, and maybe both.
How, as a former manager, how could you sit there and justify signing these guys to new 3-year deals within the last 6 months and say, now we're going to get rid of you?
Well, if Dion's the same thing.
Right.
Oh, I know. I think that's a fair. I think it's a fair question here too.
You know how you.
But they have a different. Toronto, at least, has a change in upper management.
How you rationalize is you lost in the first round and you had a 3-0 series lead. That changes the dynamic totally with how you're operating. And you know what? Do you move both? Marlo had a heck of a year. Sure, Joe had a good year. Probably one or the other will go. One or the other. I don't know if both would.